Hello everybody, hope everybody's doing great today. Appreciate those of you who watch this video. I hope you enjoy it. Also appreciate those of you who have subscribed. Thank you very much. So let's get into Happy Gilmore, starring Adam Sandler and the great Christopher McDonald. I guess they're both great, right? Why should I say McDonald's greater than Sandler? Anyways, let's get into this. So for the few of you who may have never seen Happy Gilmore and you want a little update for Happy Gilmore 2, because, that's why I rewatched this movie, because Happy Gilmore 2 is coming out. I'm excited to watch it. Basically, what Happy Gilmore is about is the title character. He's a wannabe hockey player, very vicious, short temper. Well, his poor little grandma loses her house, and he's in need of some money to buy her house back, and lo and behold, he finds out that he can hit a golf ball a mile. So he goes to the driving range, and he challenges people that he can hit the golf ball farther than they can. And while doing so, good old Carl Weathers' character here discovers him, trains him up, he wins a golf tournament, and he becomes a professional golfer. And that's how his career starts. So Happy Gilmore, it is a cliche sports movie, first off, okay? It's about an unknown guy who comes out of nowhere. He's kind of a loser. And then in the end, he wins the championship. Spoiler alert. But it's also kind of hero's journey as well as, Happy Gilmore, Carl Weathers' character is like his master, his mentor. He trains good old Adam Sandler's character, Happy Gilmore, up so he can defeat the big baddie in the end of the movie. While he's doing this, of course, the trainer and the master has to die. That's the story of the hero's journey. Master dies. So Carl Weathers died, but how he dies is kind of like, Happy Gilmore's fought a little bit, because he shows him a head of an alligator, surprises Carl Weathers, and he falls out the window and kaput. But, in the end, Adam Sandler slays the dragon and rides off in the sunset with his princess, in this case, the PR lady here, played by Julie Bowen, and grandma gets her house back and live happily ever after. So it's a cliche hero's journey as well, but this movie is so funny, and it gets so many running jokes. Usually when you do a comedy, they get this one running joke throughout the whole movie. Well, on Happy Gilmore, you get see, I wrote notes here, about 4 running jokes. So you have the Mr. Lady, that's a running joke. First time you see her, she pops up 2 or 3 times. Every time Adam Sandler, Happy Gilmore, inadvertently hurts the lady. So you get that one and joke throughout the movie. You get the crocodile running joke, where, we get the story of how Carl Weathers loses his hand because due to a crocodile. Crocodile appears in the middle of the movie. And then at the end of the movie, the crocodile finally kills off Carl Weathers' character. Poor guy. And then you have the boss, played by good old Jaws. I'm going to call him Jaws because I didn't write his name down and it kind of escapes me right now. But, you got his boss at the beginning of the movie where Adam Sandler inadvertently hits him with the nail gun. And then he becomes Adam Sandler's biggest fan. And then you get the whole run-in between him and Shooter McGyver, whatever, throughout. So, that's kind of a running joke. And then lastly, you got Lee Trevino, the great legend golfer. The only reason I know him is because my dad, he loved watching golf. I find watching golf kind of boring. But he got good Lee Trevino in there. And he's always witnessing Happy Gilmore's explosions, his temper flaring, and he's throwing stuff around. And so you always got him like shaking his head and not disbelief, but in shaking his head in shame. He can't believe Adam Sandler is this kind of character. I don't believe he has one single line throughout the movie. His only lines are like that. And then, of course, this movie has some great characters as well. Yeah, Bob Barker plays a great cameo in this. Probably has the best cameo of all of Adam Sandler's movies. Great fight scene between those two. Really love it. Hilarious fight scene between those two. Quotable lines all over the place as they're going back and forth. You just gotta love it. And then we can see a different side of Carl Weathers in this one. He's known for Apollo. He gets the Predator. He's always this tough guy. Excuse me. Action-packed. And this one, he's in a comedy. And we see that Carl Weathers, he got some range. He got some pretty good comedic timing. He's pretty much a straight guy in this one. But, him and Adam Sandler, how they play off one of each other. Fantastic comedy gold. Be for real. Sorry, got a call. So he does great in this one. And then good old McDonald here. Christopher McDonald plays a great villain, Shooter McGavin. I know, because this one, it's like his character is all raged by jealousy. You have a feeling throughout this movie that he was, an up and comer, and he finally made it to the top of the game, top of the golf world. And here comes good old hot shot. Good old hot shot. Happy Gilmore, and he's still in his thunder, and he's bringing in these new people, this new crowd into the golf, who kind of like, looking down for him, white trash, basically. And, golf is kind of like a gentleman's game. It's up for the upper class. To be a good golfer, you have to have money behind you, you have to be rich. And so, he's bringing in these people, and he's still getting more popularity than him. And even though he's more talented than this Happy Gilmore, especially when he first starts. So, he gets jealousy, and that's kind of fuels his rivalry with Happy Gilmore. So, that way you kind of feel for Shooter McGavin. He's worked so hard in his life, and all of a sudden this dude out of nowhere is coming along and still in his thunder. Having said that, he's still a big, butthole, everything like that. So, how accurate is this movie to the game of golf? I guess it's pretty accurate. I mean, I play golf. I watch golf tournaments. One thing that they didn't get right is at the beginning of the movie, where you see that Shooter McGavin is finishing up his 18 holes. In a real tournament, Happy Gilmore would already finished up his round of golf. He probably wouldn't have made it to the final day, unless this is like the second day. Because in golf, you play 2 days, and then there's a certain amount of people goes on to the next for the weekend rounds. So most likely that would have been like the Friday, I guess, but they're making it sound like it's the final day of the golf. So they kind of, don't really kind of do some fiction there with the golf tournament. Other comedy thing, you do got like a good old, I forgot this scene, you got like a reference to good old Rocky. I guess you got Carl Weatherston. Why not do a little reference to Rocky when him and his girl, Happy Gilmore and his girl are there swimming, skating in the skate rink, and you got the lights down, playing romantic music, a little bit of a homage or whatever, a little bit, playing tribute to the Rocky movie. 1996 is when this movie came out, finishing with this. In the golf world, 1996, you do have Tiger Woods come out. He, of course, explodes the popularity of golf. And it kind of goes hand in hand with what the PR lady here, Julie Bowen's character, he's talking about, man, when she's talking about Happy Gilmore and his long hitting range, how she could really put him in the spotlight and bring eyes to golf. Is kind of what Tiger Woods was. He was known for being able to hit the long ball, and he was great. He was an up-and-coming, great 18-year-old, I believe he was. Maybe he was 19, possibly 20. Can't remember his exact age, but he was young, and he could hit the ball a mile, and he was fantastic at golf. And then you also have John Daly out and about around this time, too. He might have came out maybe a year or two before Tiger Woods, but he came out around the same time. And John Daly could hit the long ball as well. And because of that, he was very popular during when he was young as well. So you do got some comparisons there from golf to the real world about, people who can hit the ball far and how that brings viewers to the world of golf. Overall, highly, if you haven't seen this is one of Adam Sandler's better ones. In the 90s, he was really good. He's over the top in this one, Adam Sandler is. Very out there, but it's great comedy. A lot, like I said, you got a lot of quotes you can go from, a lot of memorable characters. You got a lot of good gags that are kind of repeating, and then it never get old. Like the running jokes in this movie never get old, and it got perfect timing when they come into place. Forgot about good old Ben Stiller. Because in this one, he does a fantastic job. For me, this is the first time I remember Ben Stiller in a movie, but I know he's been in some earlier ones because rewatching some movies. I've seen him be in some minor characters. I believe he was in Cable Guy a little bit, and that was before this one, maybe by a year or two. Overall, though, a classic movie. Can't wait to see Happy Gilmore 2. What are you guys' thoughts about Happy Gilmore? Are you ready for Happy Gilmore 2? Can it reunite capture the magic that the first one has, or is it going to be a dud? Can't wait to see. Looks like, just by the trailer, they got some of the same formula as in Happy Gilmore. Of course, that's how sequels are. They kind of play the same jokes, the same formula as their predecessor. So looking forward to that one. Hopefully it's great. Who knows? It's on Netflix, so reason to be a little worried that it's a Netflix movie, but hopefully it comes out fantastically. Have a great day, and until next time, bye.